Well, YouTube, I've got this King Parrot that comes and visits me in the shed now. He's been coming around and saying hello for the last few years. Usually he just flies into the goal and sits on one of the chairs at the other end of the table and says hello to us from afar. But lately he's taken to coming into the shed and sitting near the door of the shed while I'm working in here. I was talking to the wife about it, and she's decreed that we should feed him because he's such a lovely looking bird. He deserves to be fed, and therefore I'm making a little feeding tray for him, and we're going to mount it out on a stick somewhere out towards the middle of the yard so that he's not intimidated by too many buildings around him, and hopefully he'll come in and take a feed. I'm about to plasma that circle out of this bit of scrap 3mm. And then I'm going to weld a post into the centre of it, a few perches around the edge, and we'll plant it in the ground. And hopefully he'll appreciate it. I'm just going to freehand this circle. I don't think he'll mind if it's none too flash, as long as he gets his food. And there we go, one bird feeding circle. Now, birds' feet aren't designed for sitting on flat plate, so I've got to put some stands out here for him, and first thought might be to weld a piece of metal out there so he can stand on it. But I don't want to do that because that then creates something sharp sticking out. Someone, particularly one of the grandkids, might be running around the yard and poke their eye out with it, because you never know whether they're going to see things sitting right in front of them or not, and they get a bit excited playing games. What I plan to do is to take this, probably about there, get a bit of a half bend there and put the other half over around there. And I'll set that on there and weld that on the underneath for his stand. He can sort of walk along that and pick it off, and I'll try and put 4 around the edge like that, and he can sort of step around from each one. Or they, I should say, because he's got a mate. I've seen her around as well, and undoubtedly some of the other birds are going to come and want to share. My wife plans to optimise the menu for the King Parrot, and hopefully the only other birds that would be interested in anything like that will be the Lorikeets and the Rosellas. Because once you get the cockatoos and galahs coming in, they tend to eat everything in sight. They're not real fussed about the sorts of veggies and fruits that the King Parrot likes to eat, so hopefully they won't be attracted in, because the wife gets very upset when I used to feed them and they'd come in and they started eating her garden, which didn't go down very well at all, which is why I am no longer allowed to feed them. And just for the experience, practice, whatever of it, and because it's a job that I can get away with it on, I'm just going to try running this bead along here with this 3.2mm rod, which is 1/8 of an inch. I was using the 2.5mm, which is the 332 rods. Well, let's try these. Well, actually that ran much nicer. Alright, now just need to get the big post for it. And this is the plan for the posts for it. I'm just going to weld a star picket into the centre. I'll just eyeball the centre near enough, I think. Give it a decent tack and make sure she looks pretty level. Wouldn't hurt to put a square on it. I don't think the birds will mind too much, but it annoys me if I see things sitting out that aren't square. Does pay to check. That'll do, we'll weld him up there. It's giving quite a bow in that now. I'll see if I can use these to bend the plate up a little bit. See if I can get the bow going the other way. I suppose the other alternative would be to wind some weld around the other side of it in the centre and hope that pulls it in, but I'll try to bend it first. And there it is all painted up, just waiting for it to dry now. Well, I welded a bit of square, I bent it into a rough circle shape and welded that on just so their feed doesn't blow off onto the ground before they get to it. I have to let the paint dry now and I'll put it in place tomorrow. Well, there you have it, YouTube. Built entirely from scrap that I had laying around, and yes, I probably could have made it look a little bit prettier, but the birds don't seem to mind at all. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to see more of my projects, you can go to my channel or browse my website. Next week I expect to be uploading videos from a much more complex build. I'll keep the details secret until then, but I do hope you'll join me to have a look at it. Until next time.